Hello, winners, and welcome to Two for the Win with your hosts, Nick and Will, where we share international insight, perspectives, and with a little levity from time to time on things such as leadership and mindset on Monday Mindset, travel and the travel business with Wanderlust Wednesday, and sports on Fanatic Friday. Each episode is around 20 to 30 minutes in length. And please be sure to subscribe, share, and follow Two for the Win. Or if you like our episodes, please rate them. We always appreciate that. And certainly want to give thanks to Nick Menard and Associates with Dream Vacations for sponsoring today's episode. Thank you, Nick Menard.
You're very welcome. Hello, winners.
Happy New Year!
Woo!
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Still a little groggy-eyed from the champagne toast at the clock strikes 12, or when the apple comes down in New York, for those who watch it that way. But Happy New Year, Nick.
Happy New Year. Did you make it to midnight or?
Oh yeah, always. Yeah, no. For those who don't know about me, I am the human version of the Energizer Bunny. So in real life form, I do not require a lot of sleep, thankfully, and that's just genetics, not because of the way I live my life. In fact, if anything, I'm probably pushing the envelope a bit. But yeah, I was up past midnight.
All right.
I know
Me
that's not
barley.
surprising to you. Yeah.
Me barley, but yeah, I think 2024 was outstanding. And I'm looking forward for 2025. I have a little voice in my head that saying that it's gonna be even better.
Yeah, I agree. 2024, lots of great things happening in terms of travel. A lot of great trips. We kind of talked about that in the previous episode about all the different places we went in 2024. Obviously, the travel agency business that you own is flourishing like crazy, which is fantastic. And winners, we won't give it away, but we have some really amazing guests coming up on the travel that you don't want to miss. One of the things for 2025. So today's episode will be about our New Year's resolutions in regard to travel. One of the things in regards to this podcast, in regards to travel, expect a lot more interviews with various people, with various companies, so that you can hear firsthand some of the experiences and some of the ships and some of the itineraries and safaris that are just mind-blowing. So more to come, but let's bring it back to us and New Year's resolutions. So why don't we start personal a bit? And when you think about 2025, what's some of your New Year's resolutions in regards to your own personal travel?
My own. So I tend to like to go back places that I usually like to travel to. I'm one of those, same with food. When I go to the same restaurant a lot and you like something on the menu, you always spend time looking at the whole menu. You come back to the same dish. That's me. Yes, no, absolutely. So I tend to go to the same place, like I mentioned. But this year, I want to experience more. That's usually something I keep saying for my customers. You need to experience more. So I need to live by that as well. So my goal in 2025 is to go to places and experience things that I never experienced before. So I've been to a lot of places, but tons of places I still yet to see. So I want to experience new river cruise lines that I never did before, and I'm planning to do so this year. I want to go to places that I've been a long time ago, maybe, and refresh it as well, and experience new destination. I'm thinking about Hawaii, for example. That's weird, but I never been, and I sell tons of Hawaii, and so
I didn't realize you'd never been there.
No.
Okay.
So I want to.
Oh, wait till you hear what I have to share.
Yeah, so I wanna do that. Europe, I've been everywhere, but again, river cruising in Europe on another ship, that's gonna be interesting. I wanna go to more regionals for travel agents. So I go to the national conference, as we shared. It's every year in November. We have a week on a different ship every year to learn about, like update about travel, meeting new vendors, networking, and I think it's important. I want to still do that, but I want to also add regional for land portion or for river cruising or ocean cruising. I want to
Hmm.
do more, so I will be able to explain better, different experience to my customers.
Hmm.
So yeah, so that's what I want to do. I want to experience more. That's pretty much the yeah what's in my mind and what I'm gonna do. I'm moving forward.
Wow, that sounds intriguing and fascinating and all good things. And so that what I was referring to for my role, I do some travel internationally because we have offices in other areas such as Singapore and Sydney and Barcelona and outside of London. So I just booked my Sydney trip. It'll be towards the end of March. But guess what I did on the way back? So I'm flying from Sydney to Honolulu and I have a 10-hour layover so I can go hang out at Waikiki Beach for a bit. And then I get on the flight and then I have a connection in New York and then back to Fort Myers. But I've only been to Hawaii once and that was amazing. But I was trying to figure out because the flight to Sydney is just so long. And I didn't want to do a 10-hour layover in LA because I've been to LA a lot because I used to live on the West Coast. So I will be in Honolulu.
That's
And I will
fantastic.
probably get to spend about probably 6 to 7 hours in Honolulu, which Honolulu itself looks like almost any other city.
Mhm.
But Waikiki Beach, that's always fun. Yeah, so I'll be there for that.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah. So hey, there it is. There's that one. I will be in Barca. Well, maybe not. No, I will be in Barcelona and London in May. But I would say things I want to do that I haven't done that I'm really looking forward to. I want to take a Virgin Voyages cruise. I really want to experience. You've been selling me on that, not really selling me, but talking about
yeah.
it, and it seems very compelling. Definitely want to go to conference again. I had a great time, so that's definite. The regional agree. That'd be nice to get one of those in. I'm torn about the following because I started looking up river cruises, but I want to go during the Christmas time so I can do the Christmas markets. There wasn't a lot of availability, so there is still a little bit of availability, but not exactly the one that I wanted to do. So I may be thinking about a Mediterranean cruise.
Mm.
Hint, hint, for upcoming guests that we're going to have. I may pull off that one, but I would love to do a river cruise and get that experience, or maybe perhaps a Mediterranean. And at some point, I know I'm going to be in Sydney, but I would love to see either Japan, South Korea. You told me about. I never
Mm.
considered before, but it sounds amazing. Um, but I don't know if that one's going to be 2025 or 2026, just like the Christmas market cruise that might have to wait to 2026 just because of availability. But those are some of the things on the wish list.
That's awesome. Yes, touching about Christmas market. We talked about it a lot the last few weeks ago. But the 2025, you still have like around 15-20% availabilities, but not on all. So of course, it's only 3 weeks a year, so that's very limited.
Hmm.
But now we book a lot for 2026 already. So if you are thinking about it, don't hesitate to book in advance and don't think, oh, well, 2025 is not possible, so I'm going to wait for 2026. Well, book it. So
Hmm.
you have the cabin you want, the exact itinerary that you would like to do, instead of waiting 6 more months and then maybe some of the cabins and itinerary will be probably already taken. So good point on that level.
Yeah. And
For
oh, go ahead.
yeah,
Sorry.
no, about Honolulu. So I'm excited for you to do that. And Sydney, of course, that's
Yeah.
great. And I would be in your shoes. I would have probably tried to go to New Zealand because it's one of the place I really want to go. And of course, if you are there for work, it's always easy to go to Asia. You can try South Korea, you can try Japan, like you mentioned, and other things. So that's great. Something I forgot to mention: 2026 are already for sure going to a safari. So
Hmm.
that's something. Again, we need to plan in advance certain big vacations. So
Yeah.
this is one I'm gonna do in South Africa, Zimbabwe, Botswana, different places. So it's going to be a huge safari trip in 2026. More to come because we're going to open up a huge group I mean, not a huge, but a group of 16 people to go with us. So it's going to be interesting. There will be a lot of incentives to go and another surprise on that level, but more to
Another
come.
surprise. I know, right?
2025
Oh,
is full of surprise.
it is. It's going to be a fun year. Yeah, I'm with you on the safari. I also this would probably be 2026 or 2027, but maybe who knows? You got me intrigued about Antarctica. I never would have thought
Mm.
it, but it sounds fascinating. Or Alaska. I've never done Alaska cruise. That's a little bit easier, I suppose, than Antarctica
Hmm.
to coordinate. So that's another one on the wish list. And then the place that um, you mentioned how you like going back to places you enjoy. Vegas, baby.
Ah, yeah, but that's never gonna change.
Vegas. No, no, 2 to 3
We're
times a
always
year.
gonna go there.
Love I lived there for 10 years and I still love going back. Fun town.
Yeah, and then Alaska, you mentioned. I probably will be there this year, the third week of June.
Oh, really?
Going to Alaska, so
Nice.
that's gonna be interesting. There's a group going, and I may go with them and another peer. So we'll
There it
see. More
is.
to come, but Alaska is probably definitely 90% sure it will be happening in June.
Well, if you go to Alaska, don't forget Free Willy. That little whale, let the whale go.
I will not take it back home. I promise.
Free Willy. I would
Oh
like
my
to
god.
see you with a salmon. You know,
Oh,
they're massive.
I
I'd love to
know.
see you holding a salmon. For those winners who don't know, Nick is 6'8". He's not a small human. So you holding a salmon would give real context to just how big those things are.
Yeah, actually, talking about that, when you do a cruise tour in Alaska, which will be the case in June. June, the plan is to do 3 nights pre-cruise
Hmm.
in Anchorage, so north of Alaska, and then 7 night cruise after that. But the three first nights will be in the wilderness, so it's
Yeah.
gonna be in middle, and you can do salmon fishing, you can do dock sliding, you can do helicopter ride to go on different iceberg and stuff. So it's definitely a lot of experience to do there. So if I can get a salmon, I will definitely take a picture and show that to our winners.
Yeah. And Sasquatch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sasquatch
Yeah. Get Bigfoot. I want to see Bigfoot.
next to me.
Who's hairier?
Yeah, that's an easy answer.
I'm teasing. Yeah. Sasquatch. Sasquatch hairier.
That's funny. But yeah, we would love to know what's your resolution when it comes to travel. Are you maybe sometime traveling and want to travel more or want to experience more? That's gonna
Yeah.
be the motto of the year. Or do you wanna try something new, or you never did Europe? You want to do Europe? You never did a cruise? You want to do a cruise? Like, let us know what you would like to do,
Hmm.
and we can help you achieve your dreams.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's so much. We talk about this a lot. There's so much to see, but you know, there's something to be said for experience. And certainly if you like food or shopping or architecture, but there's so much to see in this world. And it's just nice to get away
Mm.
once in a while. Like, don't get me wrong, I like being at home and kicking my feet up and relaxing. I know you do too. But it is also nice to get out and about and have different experiences. I think the other thing I'm looking forward to making Budapest happen this
Mm.
year when I extend in May, probably from my London and Barcelona trip. I think Budapest,
Oh yeah, you
because I
need
always
to.
like to do that a couple days. I looked at doing New Zealand, but from Sydney to New Zealand was like a 6, 7 hour flight. And I'm like, I didn't want to fly that long again after flying, 24 hours to get to Sydney. But I agree. I'd love to see New Zealand, but I could only fit in a couple of
Oh
days.
no, that's not
Yeah,
enough.
so yeah, it's not enough. But I am going to go for like 2 days. I forget what it's called. It's a little island off the coast of Australia. It's part of Australia, but
Mm.
it's a 2 hour flight from Sydney. So I might try to squeeze that in and just spend the weekend there.
Okay, awesome.
I'll
Well,
let you know.
experience more. You know.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, do yourself a favor and get out and experience the world. The crazy fact for, the United States is almost half US citizens don't even have a passport. It's just wild to me. And I know there's certainly a lot to see in the United States. And, I'll be in DC and we'll be in Dallas, Vegas, and probably some other spots. Um, but it just floors me to think that only half of the US citizens have a passport. It's just crazy.
41%.
41, so it's less than half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. And
Wild.
you have a good point right now about traveling within the US. So newsflash, I'm from Europe. So I was lucky enough to visit 20 states. So I still have 30 to go.
Mhm.
And this year, also something else I forgot to mention in the beginning. I want to experience at least one state that I've never been to. So I'm thinking about Colorado. I'm
Mm.
thinking about Washington State, Oregon, or things like that. I really want to experience something. Actually, I just came back from Phoenix, Arizona. That was not planned. So when I had the chat for Christmas, I didn't know, but the day after, actually, I jumped on a plane and I went to Phoenix, Arizona. So that was also the first time I went to. I mean, the second time, but first time really spending time in Arizona.
Mhm.
So this year, I want to make sure to go to at least one new state and experience that state as well.
I will give a unsolicited plug because you didn't ask my opinion, but I would say if you really want to see a state that has a ton of natural beauty, Oregon. Like I drove the state of Oregon. I drove from Seattle down to San Francisco a couple years ago. And that entire state was just absolutely gorgeous. The green, the trees. They have a place called, and a fun fact about Oregon that I just completely stumbled upon. I was driving along the coastline. And for those of you who have seen this movie, Goonies, and you know
Mm.
the rock formation where one-eyed pirate was supposed to come out of and they had the ship come out of, I was right there at the rock formation and saw that where they filmed it, which was kind of cool
Oh yeah, I love to
for
see
someone
things like
as a
that.
kid who used to love that movie. But Oregon was absolutely beautiful. And then if you can, and you hit the northernmost part of California, those redwoods, they're so massive. They're just really cool to
Yeah,
see.
I really intrigued by the Northwest. I have no interest in Seattle. I think I will just go to see a Seahawks game probably one
Yeah.
day, but I want to probably run fast as I can out of the city. But anything
Their seafood
around,
is great.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. So anything around, I'm really interested. The nature, I agree. Everything I can see or I can hear about people, who've been through there, they said the nature is mind blowing for Washington State, Oregon, then going Wyoming and all that. So I definitely want to experience that, and hopefully this year.
Yeah, yeah. I hope you get to as well. It's a beautiful area. But all right, let's pivot a bit and let's talk about New Year's resolution for Nick Menard and Associates Dream
Mm.
Vacation. What do you want to see with the agency happening in 2025?
All right. Well, that's a good segue here because I want to make sure that we are giving a vision to our winners as well about the agency because we are all in there together, like one way or another. And I want to make sure that you understand and set goals and speak goals to the world. It's something that I love to do. It's challenging and it's a good way to hold myself and us accountable. So I will share what 2025 vision is. So between 2023, when the agency literally started, in 2024, that was not, since I started late 2023 officially with my agency. I was in another agency before, and then I moved to my own. There is not a lot of data to look at it. But from 2023 to 2024, there is an increase of 360% with the agency. So I'm very pleased with that. But I want to continue these trends going into 2025. So how? Because it's easy to say I want X, but how to reach that goal is really matter to me. So in travel, it's an industry where when you start having clients, those clients will come back. 95% come back to you. Why? Because they experience the first time. They see that it's a smooth process. They see that everything was be taken care of properly. So next vacation, they automatically will contact the same agent. So I'm very pleased and happy and very, grateful that I see this trend happen already a lot. So some people travel more than one time a year as well. So that's great to see that. Plus the word to mouth, like the referrals are huge in the industry. And so I start getting more and more of those referrals, which increase the pipeline drastically.
Mm-hmm.
Then implement also associates. So now we have almost three associates starting, but the goal for 2025 will be not only to sustain the 300+% increase year over year, but I want also to increase the active associates in the business.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at it that I see the agency like a real estate brokerage.
Mm-hmm.
So literally the brokerage is there, and then I want to have associates that are well taken care of, well trained, have the good mindset, self motivation
Hmm.
to actually grow. And my goal is to have 10 associates, active associates in different states. My ultimate goal is not my ultimate goal, but my dream goal. So there is target and dream. For people
Right.
who don't understand, the target, it's what I really need to achieve. And the goal is if would be great.
Yeah.
So
Aspirational.
my
Yeah.
my target is 5. I want to have 5 states covered, not covered, but 5 people in 5 different states, active associates. And my aspiration is 10,
Hmm.
10 associates in 10 different states. Of course, Florida, I will continue to have a lot of requests for people interested, but my goal is really to expand outside the state. So
Hmm.
if you listen today to this, if you have a strong mindset, a good motivation, a very good motivation, self motivation, because it's a lot of self learning that you need to do on different vendors,
Yeah.
different back office. It's not easy, but no business are easy, but it's so fun because you talk about vacation all the time.
Hmm.
You don't need to leave your job to do this. You can easily do that with your job, and then
Hmm.
if it reach a point where you feel like you're too overwhelmed, then you have a decision to make.
Hmm.
All right, but it's such a great business to be in. Everybody help each other within the industry. I love the industry. I've been to a ton different industries in my career. This is probably the funniest one to be part of.
Hmm.
But I'm not saying it's easy, but it's challenging. But if you know someone who would be interested to join the travel family, just don't hesitate to reach us, and we will have a Zoom call or something and understand a little bit who you are, what your aspirations are, what your why is. If you listen to our Monday mindset, you will understand it's very important, and we can see if there is any kind of partnership possible there. But so I recap: minimum 5, 10 would be great. 300% increase year over year for the gross sale. That's the goal of the agency for 2025.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and just being somebody who has close to it and seen the massive amount of growth, it's been phenomenal to observe, and then also the passion. You're absolutely right. It is a fun industry. So you can contact us a number of ways. You can email us at twoforthewinpodcast@gmail.com, or this episode is sponsored by Nick Menard and Associates. Take a look there at the contact information. Give Nick a shout out if you're interested, or you know somebody who's interested, have them contact. Then want to learn more about the travel business. It is a fun business, and it certainly, I started dipping my toe in the water with this in the second half of 2024, and it just completely opened my eyes to so much more than what I even considered. And you're right, it's fun. Like even putting together these quotes for different itineraries, it's just fun to do, and you want to see people come back, have big smiles on their faces, fantastic photos of experiences they never could have imagined, and get to have that. And that's what's so fulfilling, right? It's one thing to certainly earn commissions and putting together these amazing dream vacations for people, but that's like the icing on the cake. The core is just when they come back with so much enthusiasm saying, "I can't believe how amazing this was." And I can't remember how many times we've been sitting next to each other. You had somebody who just came back from a vacation the day before, and they're already contacting you looking to book their next
Yep.
one. Because again, for those of us who have normally done our vacations on our own, you think about all the time planning, all the hours, the stress. We got multiple people involved trying to coordinate all that. Having a travel agent take care of that, coming up with itineraries, customizing them for you, taking care of the group things. I mean, the time saved alone, and it doesn't cost you a penny more than what you would find online. And oftentimes it's less. So, yeah,
Yep.
it's a fun industry. So, if you're interested, give Nick Menard and Associates a call. Happy New Year's, our winners. We hope you really enjoyed a little different take with this episode with the New Year's resolution. Hope you enjoyed a wonderful 2024 and certainly wishing you all the best of health, wealth, and happiness in 2025. And if it comes to travel, hope you consider Nick Menard and Associates with Dream Vacations to make your next dream vacation a reality. So with that, please make sure you subscribe, share, and follow. 2 for the win. Any last closing comments, Nick, from you?
No, you did fantastic. I wish you the best. Health is the most important, but please do not always think now is not the right timing. Let's wait. Next year is gonna be better because it's never gonna be a better timing than right now. So do it, have fun, have experiences, and move on. We never know when the end is there without being dramatic.
Yep, that is for sure. So cheers to that. Happy New Year, everyone, winners. We'll see you on Friday for Fanatic Friday. And in the meantime, try to make sure you drink a lot of fluids so you make up for all the drinking you did last night, for those who do that. So anyway, take care, winners.
Bye, winners.